KB on the attack, Rusty Roster on the defense. What kind of start are we seeing here?
Well, KB has like 60% of wins in attack here in this map. Rusty Roster only 25 overall, both attack and defense, so that's not really their cup of tea. But KB really going aggressive from the start. As we mentioned, they are trying to pick off someone, and there is a possible counter-rotation immediately here from Rusty Roster. So this can be even an interesting clash in the start.
Raven is already pushing down that rail, kind of very aggressive. Kind of very aggressive now. Pashka's like, I'm not sure what's going on. Gets shot already. Taking a lot of damage here. Xana peeking over. Raven pretty much sacrificing themselves for this one. But they trade Pashka already in return.
Raven is still alive. Oh, never mind that.
And Pada now taking a lot as well. Catch me from behind in that E5, doing a lot of damage now. KB, they're not trading well here as the Hellfish drops low. Pada is low as well, and they lost Raven.
They really thought they will just surprise and catch off one tank for free. But Rusty Roster was positioned actually quite well for that. Shepsheshenia here in cooldown frontally, it's practically impossible to pen him when he's on that slope. And then E5 sniping from the cooldown from the behind, and everyone else able to catch them from the angles. It looks like Rusty Roster read them from the start. What will they do? Maybe part of those trainings.
Well, they want to take another overmatch, and they do. There goes Shepsheshenian. Now Crooks takes a lot that STB. You would think he has a good turret, but they're going through it as butter right now as he takes 1.1k damage and has to back off. Rusty Roster currently up 2.3k HP at this point, and they still have that E5 alive.
That's the main issue here for Knäckebröd now, because they cannot really apply any pressure while Catch Me is down there in that corner. While Rusty Roster can freely now rotate all over the map, because they more or less know all the positions of Knäckebröd.
Well, Basista now repositioning, and Xana, is he going to go for it? No, not just yet. Just positioning himself now.
I mean, this game is not over because still Knäckebröd has 5 tier 10s in the play, and Rusty Roster has 4, and the 5th one is actually Basista on tier 8 Ru. So his main power is maybe to rotate, to spot, to decap from distance if he can, but it's not really a brawl tank that can help them out. But the other 4, they're 100%.
Still wearing Xana here, they're just waiting for an opportunity to pounce on the Catch Me, but Catch Me, he has Prosto and Figo in support.
There is no big danger for him here, but Yamto taking some small damage while he's crossing here.
Nice shot from Xana there, onto the back of Catch Me. Yamto now gets to the rails as well, Prosto gets spotted out. I think at one point Xana and Phil are just going to take this overmatch.
They will have to. That's why Prosto is now even closing in. But the thing is, they don't have to now because Catch Me is trying to decap from that really position. But Xana, look at the play he does.
Xana taking a lot of HP here off Catch Me. Keep an eye on this cap. 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. There comes the reset onto Crooks. There was Yamto. Hellfish still has a lot of this cap available here. Vilware is the only one with shells right now. Xana is on reload. Hellfish decides to go off that cap. Yamto takes some more here. When Xana gets off of reload, this could be good for KB. They've evened the HP.
The HP is completely even. I mean, Young has a deck driver now. He just repaired an Amorek, I think. But it's not really important. Again, Rusty Roster manages to retrieve some of that HP back. But look, Yamto is now on 1 shot and Catch Me is on 2 shot. That's really not the best idea for them. Prosto has to hold all 3 shells he has in for the moment Xana would push over and just kill both Catch Me and Yamto, to be honest.
Well, Xana now gets delit. He could go over at any time if he so pleases it to. Now Jung on the move as well. Gets shot in the side by Basista there, RU251. Very, very annoying.
To be a bit more careful there, Jung, but there is no pressure on the cap now by Knäckebröd, so Rusty Roster can play a bit slower, even rotate with Figo. Now, if KB knew that Figo is actually not aiming and he's not even anywhere close, they would instantly push on Catch Me and Yamto. But they don't, so they're pretty much safe to rotate with him.
Damage Basista is doing to Jung here. Pretty much wrecking that 1-1-3 as he picks up Jung. Xana picks up Catch Me in return though, but great play there from Basista. Philware now picking up Yamto as well. But KB kind of surrounded over here as Figo, he sees Crooks, he wants to take down Crooks, he's going for it. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can, as Crooks goes down, and now 3v3 here, but HP lead
Prosto
definitely
is
with
in
Rusty
reload.
Roster.
If he gets caught, actually Rusty Roster will be in a big problem. It's not like Hellfish will survive this in kind of a counter. The best he can do is maybe 1 shot, which he did. But if Prosto gets caught now by Failware, this can go anyway.
Fairway does not have the shells, though, to kill Prosto. He only has 4.
Yeah, but I'm not sure, does Xane have any shells? Ah, he cannot even connect anymore. Oh,
Prosto
that's
is
not
off
gonna
reload.
narrow.
Failware here trading with Prosto. He doesn't have the shells available. Failware is going to lose these 1v1. They're trading equally, but Prosto just has more HP. Prosto, the final shell here goes into Failware. Now Xana the last one standing, and it looks like Rusty Roster. They want this first round. Yes, they lost a lot of for it, but in the end, they're still going to be victorious.
Well, good game here for Rusty Roster. A decent start and really strong power play by Knäckebröd in the start. They really tried hard. I mean, Raven survived his odds for time in this game like 3 times longer than I expected, honestly. But it was just not enough because positioning of that I7 in E5 was just too strong for them.
Well, there we go. That's Rusty Roster picking up the first round here. Not bad.
Not too shabby for the start here. I mean, Basista will be happy to pick up a round on this map. It's not really their specialty. But now they will have to play an attack. And we know Rusty Roster in attack is not the fastest one. Actually, we've seen them once rush on Prokhorovka.
Maybe this is going to be the second time.
They
I
were
mean, both
defending-
these teams
they
can
were
pretty,
defending them,
both
though.
these teams really can just play all out.
They can play freely now.
I mean, it's just about some money, but you know they can still play all out. There's no more pressure.
Yeah, there is nothing much to lose anymore. It's just about personal satisfaction and some fun. And I'm really hoping that we will see some fun here. Because that's all we are into here.
You're just in fun? In
Yes.
here for fun?
I'm here for
good
fun.
matches.
Hmm?
I'm here for good matches.
You're for good matches? Well, I'm for fun matches. For me, fun matches are good matches. That's how I see it.
Hello?
Yes?
I was kind of processing that one. For me, fun matches are good matches.
Exactly.
So if a team brings 5v3s and 2 1995s and you're entertained, it's like, well, that was a good match.
If I'm entertained, yes.
Let's take a look at the stats, Mojo. He's completely losing it. Xana here. Not bad.
Xane doing a really nice damage. He did a really good number on the T5 there. I really like how he played it. But at the end of the day, it was not really enough because his team lost so much HP in the start that they really couldn't regain it. At one point, they kind of took all that advantage back. But once they went into the reload, Rusty Roster could deploy again and really deal with them.
Yeah, they dealt with him pretty swiftly. Raven, Hellfish,
Shepsheshenian only
Pade.
0 damage here. That's really surprising.
Yeah, he should have got at least 2-3 shells.
Yeah, I thought he would have at least 2 minimum.
Well, some of the highlights here. This was Raven.
Raven the survivor.
Oh, Raven. He's like, I'll take him, guys. I got him. Ah, they got me.
I really don't understand how this Shepsheshenian missed all these shells. I mean, he fired 5. And these are mediums. It's not like
I
he
love
was...
how Basista 1v1's Young here. It's like,
Yeah, but Sista really owned him.
completely outplayed him. I mean, it wasn't even close. Poor Young.
Ah, what can you do? Someone has to be famous about something. Getting owned by RU one-on-one is one of those.
Yep. Well, we're now going to be switching the sides. It's going to be Rusty Roster on the
Rusty
offense.
Roster here on offense. Now that is a kind of... That is a thing that doesn't really go well with them. In attack, they are not the most offensive team of them all. They like to take, as Basista says, we don't have to attack.
You don't have
always.
to. You don't always have to attack on the attack.
Exactly. You
That's
don't
like saying it's because a match is funny that it's good.
Oh, wow. But for me, the fun match is not the one that lasts 10 minutes. So that I don't consider good. But Basista sometimes just likes to let enemies hang themselves, like Knäckebröd did here. So who knows, maybe it will happen again.
Well, let's take a look what we got for our tanks to the second round between these two. And I've
Rusty
seen this
Roster.
lineup before.
I've seen it, Van Dink played it, and I think even Rusty Roster copied it and some of the other teams. So 3 140s, 3 Batshots, and RU. That's a lineup that can pretty much play offensively on either side, pressure both sides of the caps wherever they choose and think the enemy is doing the worst defense. On other hand, Knäckebröd didn't change much there. I mean, this is identical.
It actually is. I was like making sure it is. Okay, well, perhaps they are, they finally figured out the meta. Pick the same tanks on each side.
Well, Ding is doing it a lot of times. They are just practicing their own stuff. Well, we will see soon what Knäckebröd has prepared here in defense.
Still, I'm not sure if I like those STBs. You just saw how hard their turrets got wrecked in that last round.
Well, they always get wrecked when we watch them like this, but we've seen people play offensive from the start with this kind of lineup, so maybe it can work. Maybe they can just surprise Rusty Roster somewhere, but Rusty Roster, again, in my eyes, has a better lineup for brawling in the middle, even if that happens.
Well, I don't have to find out, Mojo, as both these teams are ready to get it underway. So let's get into the second round here between these two. Rusty Roster now on the offense, KB on the defense.
Well, Rusty Roster, it looks like they're really going for it, and they're going for the middle with all the tanks. You can see the nice scenery here and the tanks. But it looks they will try to actually commit from the start and do some damage on Knäckebröd. While that's going on, Shepsheshenian is actually playing a tier 8 and not Basista this time, and he is spotting the flank. Basista is promoted to tier 10.
Well, final match. And both these teams, they're ready to get it underway. Head-on-head engagement. Shepsheshenian already driving past here, landing some shells into the side of Jung. Hellfish is the first one to get pounced on by the Batshas. There he goes. He goes down already. Nice overmatch here for Rusty Roster. Now they want to go for those 1-1-3s. Actually, Bashka just kind of gets deleted off the map. They're going for failware, but Figo is taking a lot for that. There goes Figo. In return, though, Jung goes down. While these Batshas are dying, the 1-1-3s from KB are getting traded in return here. Pare, yes, he has a lot of HP, but he gets focused down very quickly by the entirety from Rusty Roster. Now Prost is on the run, gets shut down by Crooks, but still, I'd say Rusty Roster is in the advantage here.
He are doing pretty well because these 3 140s can still do the clips, and Crux is here in a big problem because he has virtually no support but Raven, and that's not a big one. Zane has to run for his life, so he would take the battle in another moment. Same is with Failware, and they're even separated here on the map.
Failware actually killed Yamto though, and now he's starting to land shells on Shepsheshenian here. Failware, he needs one more. He missed as well. One more with a decent roll. He's on reload now. Shepsheshenian should be able to pick it up. In the meantime, Catch Me takes down Raven. Xana only has one shell available, and it's not going to be enough as Shepsheshenian picks up Failware. Xana now the last one standing. Even with all 5 shells, it would not be enough.
Put the reload and run, bro. There he did that one shell, but I think he just overstayed his welcome a bit here because he should have already been on like K5, K6 running away so he can clip in some another moment. But still, even like that, he would have to face 3 guys that would just put a Rue in a cap and wait for him, whatever happens. Still, it would be a better chance than this one, running around the field while
here.
reloading.
Those 140s with their TPM are shredding through this bad shot. A lot of misses here coming out as well. Basista lands one. Catch Me now has reload available. Lands a second. Is Basista going to pick it up? No, he misses. Perhaps Shepsheshenian. Perhaps. No, it's Catch Me to pick it up. Now making it 2-0 in favor of Rusty Roster.
Alexane the bullet dodger, but not forever here. I mean, it was a nice try, but it was simply not enough. And Rusty Roster really decisive here. Where were you guys entire season?
Well,
most of the games were like 10 minutes.
They said they were training against each other, so...
I guess Knäckebröd is getting the worst part of that one.
Yep.
So Rusty Roster 2-0 up here. Prokhorovka, as you would say, done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
And big leader for them in the first map immediately.
They won on the attack.
That's a new one. Now they can play it cool. They can just defend all the time.
Mojo, do not give them IDs. Take a look at stats. It's going to have to be Catch Me or Basista on one. Well, I mean...
Or both of them.
I mean, I said Catch Me and then Basista, so like, in
double
reality,
point?
I was like 100% correct here. Can somebody please bring me a cookie? I mean, I'd like a birthday cake just a little bit more, but...
Oh, birthday cake would be nice. Why didn't you buy one for all of us?
Why would I buy one for you?
Because we all like cakes.
Yeah?
It's your birthday, not mine.
Okay. Points being?
Buy a birthday cake next time.
Yeah, I have one at home for myself.
That's the big heart that Ducky has, guys. That's the big heart. But Prosto here doing really nice damage, actually. There's 1600 in that first push, only from one clip. And Shepsheshenian, he was really a pain in their back entire game.
Yep, great overmatch there from Rusty Roster. Kind of careless with their bat shots at one point, but still, they managed to take down the 113s in return, and they already picked up Hellfish at that point.
Really not great game for Hellfish and Pade here. They're getting wrecked all over the place. All the time. Well, maybe another map will change it in their favor. Who knows?
Well, hopefully. Well, this was the highlights here. This was where Hellfish kind of were like, they were like, oh wait, hello, an STB. Well, you're not really hold on now, are you, mate?
This is a big overmatch here by Rusty Roster, and it was kind of expected. Because when you split tanks like this, like KB did, you cannot really control all the ground and deal with the enemy. This is classic EL gaming coming from Rusty Roster, just go and shoot people while they're split.
But it worked out in their favor. So, Xana here trying to dodge the bullets, but his inner Neo was just not enough. Now that's KB down 2-0. Moving into our next next map between these two. It is going to be, let me cheat, Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, okay. We've seen some really heavy lineups by Rusty Roster here, a lot of camping in the corner. Let's see what they have ready for us here.
Let's see what they have ready for us. As Mojo said, well,
they're defending, but it's not really heavy setups. Surprise, surprise. It's actually quite mobile for Rusty Roster. And KB, no 113s with HE shells here. Do they have maybe HE on 50Bs? That would be a new one.
Be hilarious. Like 350B shooting HE? Oh, that's by 50B HE.
that would be entertaining game for me, see? Fun.
That would be... I think I'd have to reference Vala here without saying it.
Really? Vala, you're in a dictionary, and we cannot even repeat the word.
Well, our teams are ready to get it underway. Can Rusty Roster pick up the next round? Is KB going to mount a comeback? Let's find out on Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad. But in general, the attack can be successfully executed through any part of the map. Heavy tanks and tank destroyers with powerful guns run the show here. However, a lot depends on the mobile light tanks.
Well, KB is on the offense here. Rusty Roster on the defense.
It doesn't have to be that way, because if Rusty Roster chooses, they can actually play highly offensive here, and they might actually collide with each other, because a lot of forces from Rusty Roster unusually is going down the rail, and KB also has a big split going that way.
A lot of tanks here for KB, those 50Bs, while Crooks already gets spotted by Bastista. There, Bastista, kind of, you need to run, mate. Well, there he goes.
That was a close one. That was a close one. But Pashka and the guys, if they just keep resting, this can be a big fight. And Knäckebröd with the Grille and the light tank up, they might even be overmatched.
Very much so now. Rusty Roster slowly pushing forward. Is this a trap from KB, or they're just not aware how many tanks Rusty Roster has here?
They're certainly not aware. They didn't spot them all. And Figo and Catch Me, they're already trying their chances here and watching around the corner. It actually looks like they might commit. Pashka is spotting the lower line, the K line, and Yamto is right behind him. And there will be no one able to see Pashka because they already abandoned those positions. Oh, this can be a messy one.
Pashka and Yamto here, and then 3 tanks in the north. And what you said, Mojo, it's about to happen. Here we go. They want to take another overmatch here. Hellfish already backs around the corner. Now Prosto pushing forward. He knows he has the HP to deal with Hellfish. Figo will come behind him. Actually, Figo and Catch Me, the landing shells on Pada. Pada gets absolutely wrecked here, as we can see from the top view. Even the shells coming in from the side. Great shots so far. Hellfish, he's on reload. He is pretty much done for in this one as well. Catch Me has one more. Prosto will pick it up. Now Crooks clipping onto the side of Yamto. They trade Yamto in return. Pashka goes low as well. And if anything, KB kind of came ahead of that one.
KB, kind of, but Shepsheshenian from A5 already joined his mates here, so they're in numbers, while Grilla is still up on a hill and he cannot really help their team. Even Basista is joining them, so Raven is out of the fight, Xane is out of the fight. Crooks, Failware and Young, they're alone.
Well, here we go. Rusty roster, they're ready for round 2 now. Catch Me pushing forwards together with Shepsheshenian and Figo. Young, he's alone. He gets caught out. He goes down. Failware desperately trying to help him, but it doesn't even matter. They already lost Young. Now Shepsheshenian is going to keep putting the pressure here. Prosto from behind. Even Basista, as you said. Where is Raven? Where is Stanaleon? They're not even in this one. Failware has a lot of HP, but he's getting completely wrecked by the entirety of Rusty roster, and Crooks, he now has shells available. 2 more, 1 more at this point. Can he pick up Pashka? No! Pashka actually picks him up in return. And yes, the HP is even, but Rusty roster, they got 6 guns. KB, they have 2.
Rusty roster is playing some rage quit games here, like big pushes and tricks. I mean, we thought we will never ever in our lifetime see another match fought in these exactly pathways and buildings here, but we stand corrected, and we must congratulate our production even. They found great angles to cover it.
That was a great top-down view there onto that fight. You could just see all the little corners and side shots. Great stuff there, and Rusty roster, they just came ahead. They've kept finding overmatch after overmatch. Now Xana, I mean, theoretically he could do it. Everybody's a one-shot except for Figo.
Yes. So guys, if you give it a fair chance, like knighthood and everything, you know, 1 for 1, just come 1 by 1 and see will Xana survive it.
Well, if Xana does it, he'll be going into the highlight reels.
He's gonna be in the highlights for forever and ever in World of Tanks if he does it. But it looks like Rusty roster wants to close the deal. They are surrounding him, but Catch Me, he might pick it up first.
Well, Catch Me is the first contender here. Xana picks him up. There comes Basista though. Whoops, there he goes, Basista. He's fighting the 1v1 here with Xanaleon. Basista, he wants this. Figo is coming from behind. Gonna come and help his team captain. Figo picks it up. We'll make it 3-0 here for Rusty roster, and they're starting to run away with this one.
That's a big one. That's a big lead even now. This is 3 games up. I mean, for them, this is a huge lead. And they're now going to attack on Himmelsdorf. Okay, as we said, not really their cup of tea, but I stand corrected on Murovanka. They actually played quite aggressive and won decisively.
On Prokhorovka.
On Prokhorovka. So what is going on here? I am really speechless at the moment.
So it feel a little bit like a landslide.
They just needed to lose the season so they would play aggressive and fine.
Perhaps. Like I said, both these teams are playing without pressure.
I actually like the statement from Basista, who said, okay, this happened. There is knowledge to be taken from this, and they're just going to try for that relegation match. So they will have a couple of weeks to prepare, to settle down, and take something really good out of it.
Indeed, this is a first good preparation here. When we look at the stats from our last round, very, very even spread here between the boys from Rusty roster. I mean, they kept 6 guns alive until Xana picked up Catch Me.
It was really a decently equal fight, but one thing prevailed. Catch Me and Basista came instant to help their team, and on the other hand, Xane and Raven, they were nowhere to be found. They were completely away.
They were completely out of the fight, Xana, and you said it multiple times there, Raven and Xana, they just really weren't in the fight.
They didn't join on time, and when you have a team split like that, even in a closer match, like we've seen on Prokhorovka, it cost your team. And God forbid here, when one guy was on a hill and another on another cap.
Well, Hellfish, Raven, Pada there, not really great.
Not really great performance here. I mean, Hellfish at least did his clip, but Raven was late and Pade was caught pants down here. I mean, he was the first target.
I mean, he tried to help Hellfish there, but then...
He fired one shell and died.
Yeah, he got wrecked by Catch Me, and I think it was... Catch Me and Figo.
I don't think they are expecting this kind of aggression from Rusty roster, who never did it so far.
Well, take a look at some of the highlights here. Never in my life would I thought we had 2 engagements here in one season.
In any season. Look at the amount of tanks here, and Hellfish getting wrecked between 3 guys. Same as Yanto on the other side though. So it's trade for trade.
Yeah, we hear Jung going down here.
Yeah, but this is already a place where Xane and Raven are off the battle, and Shepsheshenian and Basista are their team. I mean, it's not really the brightest idea of all for Raven to come in there in 3 tier 10 tanks to help by that.
Nope. And Batista.
Almost like you, mate. Almost like you.
No, not
We
quite
should share
yet.
that video. Like
No.
we had a really great fun watching it today.
Not quite yet, though. Well, it's now 3-0.
Easy game, Rusty Roster.
Is it going to be a landslide?
It looks like it. But we've seen the moments when some teams come to even 4-0 and then all kinds of things happen.
Well,
And
Rusty
that team was
Roster,
actually
Rusty
Rusty
Roster against Out of Range.
Epic match.
Epic match. Definitely go watch that on our YouTube channel. But let's take a look at the lineups into our next round here. Already, Rusty Roster could bring themselves a match point here, Mojo.
Well, Rusty Roster in attack using the this is default setup by a lot of teams now on Himmelsdorf to attack. 250Bs, Bacha 3090, Grill, and 2 113s. So you can rotate, you can do all kind of pressure with those. On the other hand, defense of KB has a E100. So a bit more static play by them and a lot of meat power. I'm interested how will they actually use him.
Not sure. E100 on Himmelsdorf. Not sure if I'm a real fan just yet. I mean,
I
on
like it in
Ghost Town,
attack, honestly.
In attack? Why on attack?
Because you can bump a 3090 over the wall.
Once in a lifetime thingy right there.
Ah, come on, that was ultra fun when Navi did it.
It was. But never repeated after.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because I think it's still doable.
Well, we're going to have to see if Rusty Roster can bring themselves onto match point here, moving into the 4th round already. Now, what kind of... Oh.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh.
Well, you know what oh ho ho means?
Well, there we go. It's going to be a
It's gonna
restart.
be us again, all over the place. We're just gonna have to wait for players a bit. A tiny bit.
And let's just sit here in complete silence while we wait. I like how somebody just whispers in my ear, please don't.
You hear voices? You hear voices?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it comes with the age, you know?
No, mate, I don't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
So Pashka dropped, so we will have to wait for that guy to return. They cannot play without Old Faithful One, but we can comment on some of these games a bit more.
Be my guy.
Building fights. Building fights. Again.
I don't know. Is it? I'm wondering if it's Rusty Roster playing without stress and just all out, you know, like...
Maybe it's like...
Or KB is
okay,
just
guys,
not caring.
for this match, we're going to organize a contest. Who can win Rumble in those buildings? So they take one street, the other guys take other street, and they are all over the place.
Perhaps?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Perhaps not really.
Who knows?
But I think we will be back in the game soon.
Soon, Mojo. Not quite yet. Or are we?
I don't know, mate. You're the announcer here.
Just give it a few more seconds. What is happening here? Well, let's get into game, the 4th round between these.
That's the best throw I ever heard.
Dude, I don't even know how I was supposed to throw at that point anymore. It's like, whatever, Rusty on the offense here, KB on the defense. Mojo, take it away.
Well, Rusty Roster splitting their forces all over the place here. Basista is trying to spot the rail, but 4 guys of them are going all over the hill here. Interesting part because most of the teams really don't commit that much, and they're changing the direction because Basista didn't spot anything, and they're just covering. Pade doing a really aggressive approach on the middle. Will they be rushed by KB here?
Hara playing the tier 8 tank now. Raven playing the tier 10. Xana,
Xana is spotted already by Basista.
he didn't take a shell though so far. Now this is a very aggressive stance here from KB. Fail where he went over that rubble pile, now moving towards the 8 line, Mojo.
I mean, Failware is already locking them off with the proxy spot by Pade. So most of the team of Knäckebröd now is positioned to protect the 2 cap, so they're not giving it in. But it gives a lot of room to Rusty Roster to deal with them. They can rotate on one, or they can just gather their forces and push from the backside. I mean, we've already seen KB try to do similar kind of defense here. They just kept Hellfish on, if I remember, on a slope of B9 and didn't end up that well. Basista going alone on the rail, but he did not spot Raven yet. It's very nice, but both of them actually don't see each other. That's interesting.
Now he does.
Yeah, now they do.
He's gonna let his cheeky try. Oh, Basista. There we go. Let's have a.
It's even a nice alpha for 3090.
Oh, Failware's gun got damaged.
Man, I really hate to play with damaged guns. That's really a bummer.
It's always the question if you want to use your repair kit on that or be like.
Yeah, then next shell usually comes and kills your turret or your Amorek. Like one
Always
of those guys.
Amorak. Always Amorak.
Sometimes I don't know what's worse, when you can't turn your turret at all or just to reload forever and ever.
You've seen me play, I don't need a turret.
Yeah, you just jump off the cliff and you kill people.
Now, Rusty Roster, they're relocating here. Pada got a lot of info. He spotted a lot of these boys. But is it enough for KB? They still have a lot of tanks on the eastern side, and if Pashka goes to B0, for example, it'd be trouble.
Well, Pashka will for sure in one moment go just behind them there. But honestly, if KB realizes how Rusty Roster is split and they press, Rusty Roster will be in overmatch like KB was in the last game. So it's just a matter of guess game and how will the spotters do in this one. Basista on one side and Pade on another. Well, Yamto blew up all the barrels there behind him. That was a nice effect, but no influence on game here.
Crooks getting spotted out there. Well, they know that Pashka is still on the hill, so KB has a decent amount of information here.
Well, Pade is trying to spot here on the hill. Is someone peeking down, and almost entire KB force is split up to watch over the rail. Well, at least 4 of them. Basista pretty much spotted them all. Basista is really doing a nice job actually in this game.
Now Pashka, he's spotted Raven. Raven is pushing up that hill. He still has Figo in return. I mean, this could be not the greatest of trades here for KB if they do decide to go for this.
Well, honestly, if Pashka connects the shot, but he's not really in position to do it at the moment. If he connects the shot and Figo, there will be a lot of problems here. I mean, if I were them, I would just keep Figo hidden and just Pashka showing on. But they're also pretty much not expecting also Crux to be there. So if they share damage, I don't know, this can go either way. But this is the moment I was actually waiting for Rusty Roster to do the rotation, because while pressuring Basista on the rail and making Knäckebröd rotate on their side, they just made them leave the 8 line so they can operate here again. Prosto taking a lot of damage for this.
Yeah, Prosto already getting hit by both. He's 1-1-3 here. Jung and Failware. The reposition coming out from KB as well. They are abandoning their hill play. They realize it's not something they can go for anymore. They already got some nice damage onto Prosto, so just readjusting and moving. But Rusty Roster is kind of surrounding them here.
I don't think they are even aware that Figo was up still, but they know now. There is some slight damage coming here on Failware, but they're taking shots all over the place for no reason. Is young perma-tractor? He didn't repair for some reason.
Just slight damage. They're taking a lot of damage, actually.
There's a lot of free damage. I'm really wondering, did Young just didn't repair the track on the time? He was hoping to just self-repair. And then he saw he's taking more damage, and then he finally used it. At the moment, Rusty Roster, not a big advantage, 500 HP. But they did make Knäckebröd actually abandon their initial play, and they're playing their game.
Look at this. Failware and Jung, they're alone pretty much in that one. Look where the 1-1-3s are. I mean, what are they going to do?
Well, it's an interesting story, but Rusty Roster actually does not know it. They are sending Basista to cap on the other side, but Knäckebröd should know that he is alone. They should send only one person.
Yeah, but they don't know how many tanks have relocated to the 3 line from that middle area.
But by this kind of spotting, they should know that there is not more than one covering him. Because they know Figo is up, Pashka. Actually, they don't know where Pashka is anymore. That's the big issue. The rest of the guys they know. But they might think that maybe Pashka is right behind him and covering him. Because that would make Raven not enough to deal with it. They would have to send 2 guys then. And then Rusty Roster can do the counter-attack on the other side.
Jung taking another shell there. Now Rusty Roster, they have the better positions for now, but if they let KB rotate much more, at one point they might not be in such a good situation anymore. Kind of feel like they have to make a little bit more of a proactive play here.
Well, Figo and Grille are abandoning the hill, as you can see. It looks like they were actually at least Figo will join the forces. Why is then Agrila still up on a hill? I really don't understand that.
Well, Batista is going to have a 1v1 on his hands here. Pada getting the better of it so far. Getting a lot of the better so far. Nice shells here. Then
Oof.
Raven removes Batista from the map. But here comes the overmatch. Catch Me already takes a big shell from Hellfish in that E100. If they want to kill him, they're going to have to use all their shells pretty much for him. Catch Me is on reload. Prosto still has 3. Can they take down this E100? They should be able to. Prosto needs 2 more. Hellfish almost has his shell available. He doesn't get to do the second, but there comes Sana, there comes Crooks. That's going to be a one dead Prosto.
8-line fight will now decide the match, more or less. There is so many guys dying here, but Raven is coming with his shells, and Rusty roster still leads in HP, but they lost so many guns. Shepshishenian here getting shot from several sides. I mean, when you have guys like Yamto and Shepshishenian single shooters left and only Grille with them, it's not really a good thing.
Well, they can take down Xana here, for example. If Pashka managed to get from behind, for example, Xana has a shell. He makes it onto Shepshishenian. Nice one. Crooks is now coming as well. Shepshishenian really needs help here. Xana, he's going to keep driving, but Pashka will be there to pick him up. Now Crooks comes from behind, and their 50B has all shells available. Well, now -2 should be able to pick up Shepshishenian. He picks him up. Now has one more for Pashka here. And still, I mean, it is doable for Rusty roster, but Raven is now coming in with shells as well. Actually, Yamto tracks Raven, so there's a chance here. If they can pick up Raven, can they though? Pashka kind of needs to pick up Raven. He can't. Nice. Yamto now needs to land shells onto Crooks here.
Why is Pade running away?
Time?
No, mate, why is he running away? I mean, if they kill Crooks, they can cap. They can still cap. If Yamto goes, they can win by cap.
Nice
Pade sold them out. Pade sold them out. If he was here, he would win the match with them.
Well, now Yamto and Pashka, they can get on this cap. Pade, 641 HP. I mean, technically it's still possible.
Technically, but not probably, because they are taking the right decision and they're positioning on correct corner. Now, if Pade comes from a side where Pashka can connect on him, it's GG, because he is one shot no matter what role Pashka does. But if Yamto is the one to hit him, then there is theoretical chance. But from that side, Yamto is angled, and it's
Pade
not
does
really
not
a
have
best
time
one
for this.
Pade.
He does not have time to drive like this.
Pade already sold them out
Like
by running away, but that was probably team decision, not his.
But even here, he doesn't have time to drive like this. I mean, he's going to get there with like, I don't know, 10 seconds left?
Maybe he will just do a luck shot of his life and run away alive. Because that's the only thing that will save him. There you go, Yamto is spotted, they know now where he is.
Well, Pade now doesn't get the reset on the first shot. He has to make it now. 1 second left. He doesn't get the reset, and it looks like it will be Rusty roster bringing himself onto match point already. And I want to, like, my timing skills are on point.
I'm just gonna say,
On point.
unreal here what Rusty roster actually performed here. That was absolutely lost
Did
game.
you see? 10 seconds. Exactly 10 seconds. That's all that matters.
That's the lost game, and Pade, crucial mistake by running away when they had an overmatch in guns. If he was there to crossfire with them together...
But even Raven coming in trying to kill Yamto when Crooks didn't have, I mean...
It was really foolish. Foolish plays. I mean, a lot of things that happened all over the season for them, and we are watching it all over here now. Even in this match, that doesn't matter anything except for the placing and some money. But it's still, you don't want to go with a landslide like this.
They want to make a better showing than this. I mean, KB, come on. You can't, you know, you need to see something that gives us hope for the future.
This is one-sided so far.
Yeah, and these teams are right next to each other, and it's still one-sided.
It's really, what can you say more? Well, I still don't understand why did he run away. I mean, that one gesture could have saved them. If he was just there to annoy them, to shoot them in the back while they're trying to kill the people, he could have easily finished off one of them. And what then? Well, those are the mistakes that make someone winner or loser. In this case, KB is obvious loser, so you don't have to be Captain Obvious like me to see it.
Let's take a look at the stats from that last round. And it's going to be Yamto here. 4k damage, impressive. I mean, he tracked Raven when he came for him, so very good. And I feel very sad that you ignored my 10 seconds, Mojo.
Your 10 seconds were brilliant, mate.
It's like timing, you know? You know how many years of practice goes into that?
It's best 10 seconds of anyone's life, mate.
Well, in your case, it would only be 10 seconds.
I'm gonna let it go because it's your birthday. I'm gonna hit you tomorrow.
Hellfish in that E100. I'm not 100% sure what he did there because he got tracked on the first shot.
He got tracked, perma-tracked there.
Yeah, but I
and
don't even
that's
know if
about
he
it.
used his repair kit.
I think he probably did, but it didn't matter because he was actually caught by Clippers through the first track, and that was it. There was no going from there.
Basista here, that was kind of a suicide. Nice.
Yeah, but that was their goal all the time. They just wanted to take out 2 tanks from the equation, and there you go. Hellfish here. I mean, not the best angling for E100 here.
You don't say. But
Even like that, they had such an advantage. Look at this moment now in the game. Look at
they
this.
cleared those 250Bs. Crooks here picked up Shepshenian.
That was
But look at Raven's
perfectly
HP, 1.2k, and he got tracked by Yamto. So he would have to stay there, and then Pashka killed him.
And his positioning was not the best. And
This
here,
shot.
like before this, they really could have used Pade because Pade could have killed Yamto together with that budget. And
Well,
what then? What would Grilla do alone?
I
He
think-
cannot deal with it again then.
I think this one is over. I mean,
Well, unless we see another out of range and we stay here entire night.
it's more like both these teams, you know, like it's their final match here. KB is
Yeah.
probably going to be like,
That's probably not going to be the greatest effort of them all to come back in a game.
Well-
Like, win 5 in a row.
let's take a look at the tanks into our possibly last round.
Now we're looking in a ghost town. Knäckebröd attacking. They have an I7 that's a possible cap pressure with 254s, American Clippers. That's usually a cap pressure. And Rusty roster here. Well, they have again the TMX-30. They're the only team that used it. I think they're boosting it to decap, more or less. T10 they can keep in a field for a hold down action as a cover for that. And everyone else can play positions, rotations, whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those T54E1s, still not sure if I'm a fan or not, really.
Well, if we actually get to defense of this game, Knäckebröd is looking good there, almost 86%. But
Well-
attack is another story, and they're doing right that now.
They're going to have to win the attack first. Is Rusty roster going to close out this season with a 5-0 victory? Or is KB going to come back? Let's find out on Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
There we go. KB on the offense, Rusty roster on the defense. And what are we seeing so far?
Well, pretty standard here defense by Rusty roster. They're spread out, so they would have a crossfire. Figo on deflating J1. Pashka climbing up, as we said, in that MX-30. Only unexpected thing for me is that T10 is not on A4, A5 position yet. So Yamto is left as a bait as usual there in the middle. Usually you put one tank so you would see enemy rotations, and if they push him, everyone else fires around him because there is a lot of crossfire coming in there. But so far Knäckebröd is looking actually for conflict. They're all positioned in a lower part of the field, and it doesn't look like they even want to bother with the cap.
Prosto and Kashmi in kind of weird positions here for 50Bs, would you say?
Well, pretty unusual ones, but we've seen positioning of some teams that were much closer, and they were usually getting caught with those 50Bs. So maybe in all those trainings against KB, they got inside knowledge how to position against the KB when they attack. But the main problem with these positions of these 50Bs there is a lot of breakable objects between them and the enemy might actually use that.
If you go here, you can see in the close-up, just having an overlook on that side, KB not making a play just yet. They're kind of just feeling out the options here.
Yamto is still just spotting. There is not much action going on. Young and Hellfish are just trying to feel out the odds of the enemy, but at the moment they're just taking shots for nothing.
Ooh, but
And
there
there is
we
a
go.
quick push coming with Xane.
Xana now, but there's 250 Bs waiting for him there. I don't think that would work out very great. Now Xana, Raven, they quickly realize this is not a plan they can go for. Catch Me kind of getting wrecked for that, taking some HP damage, but at least they're keeping Figo safe.
Well, this is a good positioning here by Rusty. This is exactly what they wanted, so to cover Figo here, and there is a rotation now coming from Knäckebröd. They will go for another cap. We need to see, is Rusty roster fast enough to realize that and already prepare for the push from another side. Figo here is doing some cheeky shots on them while they're running away, so Knäckebröd is slowly losing HP, a bit here, a bit there, so there is a almost 1000 HP advantage for Rusty roster. And let's not forget, Rusty roster is defending here, so they're not in a rush anywhere.
Hey, great stuff so far from Rusty roster. They've chipped away HP here from KB, slowly but surely. That rotation from KB is not really an option. As long as Pashka is on that position, he can just easily reset. I mean, what is he going to do?
Well, Xana is checking out his odds on this side to see what's going on, but if they ever watch the Rusty roster match, they will know that Pashka is up on that hill. But still, they can cap even with that. Are Pade and Crooks actually trying their odds here to maybe pressure?
Yeah, that's some nice damage from Prosto, but Figo is completely wrecking Raven.
Again, getting wrecked.
Figo, nice shots here onto Raven. Down to 30 HP now. Another big advantage here for Rusty roster. Great stuff from Figo.
Oh, Raven is having really bad games today. He's getting really annihilated all over the place. Pade, Crooks, and the guys are gathering up. I mean, so far they've done nothing except lose 1500 HP left and right to Rusty roster. There is 6 minutes left. That's a lot of time. You can do quite a lot with that, but Rusty roster sees them rotate now, and they're moving instantly. You can see Prosto and Catch Me gathering with the guys on the other side of the map.
KB still not sure about what they want to do. They're all kind of grouped around that Golf 5 area. I mean, there's no cap there.
It looks like they really want to fight it for some reason, but they're just losing it. Maybe they're just faking rotation, hoping to just come back, but Rusty roster didn't take a bait. They're actually still where they were. They just moved like few inches left and right.
I mean, there's no reason for Rusty roster to move here. They just need to stop trading HP.
Well, every trade so far went in their favor until now. So now they lost a bit. But still, 1k advantage and half of the game is gone. And they don't have a single guy on one shot, while Knäckebröd does. Raven is on 30 HP, so he's more or less burdened. And that tank is not the best sniper in the game. Pretty stale game so far. And Knäckebröd really has to make a decision. Do they want to fight or they want to cap? Because time is ticking. If they want to do the cap pressure, that requires some time, actually. For relocation, for starting, for positioning all of the tanks, you will need at least 1 minute to sort it out. So it's going to be a really tight for them.
It is. Here comes the rotation now from KB, retracting everybody towards that 8 and 9 line Hellfish. Up on front, Jung behind him. There we see the boys from KB, but Pashka, he's still in that position. How are they going to deal with him over there?
They don't have a plan. That's about it. Like, they're going to put Jung in and they're going to hope he will bounce the shells while they will try to shoot Pashka from distance. But with this HP on Raven, it's going to be a really big problem to actually protect themselves from the counter push from Rusty roster. Now Figo should by now already realize there is no enemy there, and Catch Me and Prosto should gather with the rest of the guys faster so they can actually apply pressure once the cap starts. IS-7 will enter it any moment now, maybe even a butt shot.
Failware now gets spotted out in FE215B. Pashka gets spotted as well. Has to be careful at AMX30. Just trading one shot with Failware there. He'll be alright for now. Can always just relocate back in the AMX30. Now Jung will be getting on the cap here. Xana going aggressive. He's going to go try and drive into that hole. Yes, he is. Did he make it?
Well, there you go. The cap pressure is on. Young is in the cap. And there we are dealing with Pashka because he's spotted and he lost 800 HP there. Like, wow. So now we have Shepsheshenian in the field while Pashka is getting wrecked And Rusty Roster threw away all the advantage in HP they had so far. They're not even in position to counter push yet.
And Pashka, he does survive, which is very, very important here for Rusty Roster. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. Failware takes another big hit there from Yamto. Still, so far, Rusty Roster, they're now getting that HP lead back slowly but surely, and they only have to hold on for 2 minutes.
They will sooner or later have to send someone to deal with it. But we have Raven probably on one shot in that defilade there, together with Pade. So they're defending the back. It's really unusual positioning, honestly, to have Xane there in the front, in the middle of the enemies, while those two Tier 9 Americans are actually holding their back. 50 seconds, not much time left.
50 seconds here. They're going to have to reset Jung at some point. Figo is flanking from behind. Pada takes some damage. Those T-5041s have to be careful. Now Prosto catch me. They're making a move as well. Still no reset on Jung so far.
30 seconds and the clock is ticking. Prosto is checking this corner here, but their sweet time is not really... There is a reset. There is a reset.
There's the reset. It's all Rusty Roster really needed. KB now has to put a second tank in the cap if they want to have any chance of capturing this base. Now 1 minute and 16 seconds left.
This is really desperation choice when you have to put Failware there, who is already damaged, and they really need him to cover the corner. And there we go. He takes the first shot already.
There
the
goes the
houses will
houses.
break, and Failware will be a corpse pretty much soon.
Failware is going to be exposed for pretty much everybody in this lineup. There he goes. That FE goes down. 57 seconds left. It is not looking good for KB at all. Krooks now getting wrecked as well. He goes down. And Rusty Roster, I think they want this just a little bit more than KB at this point. Yes, the HPs are even, but the time, 40 seconds only.
There is no way for them to cap this, and there is reset again. As you said, Pashka being alive is a crucial moment for them because he can just annoy from that distance with some HE shells. Hellfish getting red here and he's in reload. He cannot do anything to respond at this moment.
Hellfish is going to be going down here while he shoot Prosto. He's the one to remove him. There is only 4 tanks left here for KB and Rusty Roster. They can do whatever they want. Depada now picks up Yamto, yes, but Figo, he's already on the run. He's on the move with 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left, 4 seconds. It doesn't matter. Rusty Roster, they will be picking up this match 5-0.